Today's episode of the Protect You podcast is sponsored by Game One. Looking to elevate your game? At Game One, we come alongside your team to provide custom uniforms, apparel, and equipment built for performance and delivered with unmatched service. Plus, our online team and fan stores make it easy for athletes and parents to get custom gear anytime, anywhere. Visit game-1.com today to learn more, because your team deserves the best. Welcome on in, everybody, to another episode of the Protection United podcast. I am Jake Wilson, as always, alongside the man, Jay Mickens. Jay, we got a very action-packed episode, not necessarily because of the amount of content that we got, but the different variety of content that we were able to get over this past weekend. I know you wanted to shout out the excellent work that the Protect You staff has been able to do in terms of spreading its wings and really getting a full experience with our clients over the past couple of days.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Getting to see the guys, be all over, right? I mean, having Chase and Logan being at the Angelo State camp, right? Camp season just kind of getting going. A little preview action, I should say, because it was an earlier than normal camp. But, love the fact that, Logan and Chase were able to take some of our guys out there. Obviously, the huge DJ Lagway Football Camp, and, we were, being able to be there. You getting to be on stage, right? And getting to talk. And obviously having Social Media Jay in the building, as well as Madison Lamb right there to be there for the camp and to continue to help educate and provide a little more guidance. And then, of course, having our huge Protection United event, at the Cryo of The Woodlands, right? Our most recent sponsor of the Protect You podcast. And, having our guys that we manage their social media being able to come and get some more content. And I know Social Media Jay will be coming on here in a little bit to talk about that a little bit more and the meaning behind it and how that event went. But all in all, I mean, great. And we're not even done, right? Because at the end of the show, Jake, I have a special announcement, a little breaking news action of where we're going to be tonight somewhere. So I'm excited.
Yes, there's a lot to look forward to with this one. And let's dive just a little bit deeper as to what exactly was going on over this past weekend. And one of the biggest things that we got to talk about as we dive into Crew in the News is our guy, Dylan Mitchell, who continues to make waves on the track circuit, where he dominated during districts, dominated area, dominated regionals, and now he gets to show off his stuff on the state stage. And he showed it off with a 9.92 in the boys 6A 100-meter dash. Good enough to win first place. And we got some footage of it coming across the finish line. You'll see him coming across there, lane 4 on the left side. Man, this is a heated race if you're able to keep up pace with Dylan Mitchell, but it does not matter. He gets out there and he finishes with the gold and secures his spot as a state champion, Jay.
Yeah, bro. I mean, look, Superman is doing what Superman does. I mean, he has shown that he's that guy. He's been that guy, coming out of the womb. I mean, he's always been, just that dude. And, for him to be doing this 9.92 on the 100, this young man's only a sophomore in high school. Like, I don't think people are recognizing just the true accomplishment that he's doing. And it's not sad. I don't know what the right word is, but we have become so accustomed to seeing him be so fast that
we're desensitized to it.
Right. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah. And I just feel like there's nothing that I can say. There's nothing that mom and dad can say. There's nothing that people that are supporting Dylan all over the nation can truly say, because it's almost like it would have been more of a story if he didn't win, because we expect Dylan to go out and continue to do what he's doing. So, him being a sophomore, still 2 more years, I don't know if somebody's been a 3-time, state champ in the 100. I know last year as a true freshman, what does he finish, like 4th, I think? Something like that, 4th or 5th. But he wins this year. Going to probably win next year, and he's going to win his senior. So it's just one of those deals, and the only reason that he wouldn't be able to win his senior year would be if he graduates early.
Right.
Or goes track, and then he's on a college campus. That would be the only reason why he wouldn't be a 3-time state champ in the 100. And then he also finished second in the 200.
In 200, yep.
To a dude that also beat a world record. Like, it's crazy what Dylan's doing, man. But anyway, so happy for our guy. Honored, once again to be, his representation, to continue to be a part of his journey.
Yes.
Right. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Billy. Great parents of Dylan. But I mean, it's almost getting to the point to where it's like, what can he not do?
Yeah. This is a guy that is dominating on the track in levels that we haven't really seen all that much at the high school level.
I know.
Constantly getting out there. You may see like the flash in the pan, gets out there, dominates one race, but the consistency to which Dylan does it is something to really marvel and to really celebrate. So congrats, Dylan, on another excellent showing and cementing your name as one of, if not the best track star in the state of Texas or the entire nation.
Oh, I know. I'm so happy that school is about to get out. I cannot wait to get them in the studio. Mama Karen, we're gonna get that track cleat. We gotta get that signed, and that's gonna be on that's gonna be on the table. Like, best believe we're gonna be putting that up, give them the sign it here, man, and like we're gonna have a whole big promo for that, because to have not only a state champion, but I mean to have the fastest dude in the world. In his age, like that's crazy.
Man, stop.
I know. I can't stop smiling. It's awesome, man.
Well, obviously, again, congrats, Dylan, for getting out there and taking care of it over this past weekend. And there were also some guys making some business decisions and going out and going to the, as you called it, Jay, and I hate to steal your line, but I'm going to give you a lot of credit because it was a great line. Week 0, essentially, of camps and visits really starting to open up for all of the schools that are trying to get a good look and a deeper glimpse of the different members of the Protect You crew. And we'll start off here by highlighting one of the guys that was able to get us the photos and get us the deeper insight of what his trip was really like. Yeah. And that is our guy, Caden K.O. Williams, as he took a trip out recently to Louisiana Tech, and man, they dripped him out for this photo shoot.
Oh, they did, baby. It's funny. I still remember that big old chain. I tried to get Jalen to wear it. He wasn't having it. But yeah, no, I love it for Caden, man. Dad said he had a blast. Love with Coach Olson, the defensive coordinator there, and their schemes. And, hey, it's kind of intriguing when the coach can go say, hey, I lost 7 dudes last year to the portal because that's how nasty we were on defense. But, I love the fact that Caden had a phenomenal time up in Ruston. And, hey, most schools are not doing OVs. I know UCLA was doing one early, La Tech, obviously, and there was about 3 or 4 other schools that were having those initial OVs the 12th through the 14th of May, because the high school coaches can still be on the road, right? And, a lot of them didn't want to cut that short. But, hey, shout out to the ones that wanted to get an early start. And I'm glad Caden went and took advantage, and that kind of shows that he's one of the top guys on their wish list, because they wanted to get him out there and be on that first wave of potential commitments.
And let's go ahead and shout out as well another group of guys that got out and hit the road for a major camp that was happening over this weekend as well. We're talking about the guys that made the trip over to Angelo State for their mega camp. And we got to start by shouting out our guys, taking time over the weekend to go and sort of play a little bit of businessman, get out there, make those meaningful connections with those coaches and shop the guys around. We're, of course, talking about our 2 excellent members of the Player Development and Talent Scout for football. That is, of course, Chase King and Logan Mahoney. There's our guy, Chase, getting out there and networking.
Yeah, dude. Well, and I think Chase coached this dude. I think Chase has one of his guys that he actually coached. So for Chase to get to see him now be a coach himself, has got to be such a cool moment for Chase. And, Chase said that he kept calling him out there on the field, told him, hey, let's get out here. Chase, I need you, brother. Get out here, man. And, talk to these parents. And then, of course, everybody's looking like, who the hell are you? What's Protection United? So we'll see what happens there. But no, glad that we were able to get out and get our guys looked at, right?
Exactly.
I think that's a huge separator for us here. Is a lot of the, it's easy for representation, right? Other agencies, right? That also represent high-level 3-star, 4-star, 5-star guys. It's easy to go around with them. I mean, I got OVs coming up, Jake, start the end of this month.
Right.
Easy to kind of do that. But, helping those guys that don't have those stars, right? Helping the guys that's got to have a tougher road. And I love the fact that Chase, got Angelo State, to truly look and evaluate some of our guys that don't have all those accolades, don't have those rankings right now, late bloomers, right? As some of these, scouting, agencies or these scouting departments that we want to label them. But, I'm hearing that a couple of our dudes might be getting offered by them, dude. That didn't even know they existed, Jake, in this world until
you go out and you meet them in the flesh. And we actually have a couple of pictures of some of those guys that were out there over the weekend as well at Angelo State. We're good to start rolling those photos here, as of course we got to talk about how impressive it was for
the Duke. I mean,
Dawson Campbell to get out there.
Look at
Dakota
that.
was out there.
Dakota Clark in the building. One of the top rising tight ends, I should say, in my opinion, in the state of Texas, and he's got to get his chance to do his thing.
Yeah, and we got Duke Stevens was out there as well. Good opportunity for him to get out and continue to show off his stuff. I like too the mean mugging as well. We got to stay serious when those cameras are locked in on us. Chance Green, a guy
all over, man. He was at La Tech, now he's at Angelo State, and I like how he's showing the ripness.
Yes,
he's like, look at the body.
Yeah, he said,
look at the body.
I've been working at this. I got to show it off.
Go back to that computer, Jesus. Pull that picture back up. I got to show the love to my dog. Look, you want to talk about somebody taking advantage of Madison Lamb's nutrition plan? This dude has been all in. Guys, anybody that's listening and watching the show, go look at this young man's X page. He takes nutrition to a whole nother level. I wish we had a before and after picture of this guy. Anyway, Chance, proud of you. College coaches, take note. Young man's discipline. It's discipline, Jake.
Oh, yeah.
To show abs, to say no to pizza and chicken nuggets and hibachi.
No, it definitely shows off. And again, it really does highlight the importance of getting out there and meeting those coaches face to face and being able to build those meaningful connections. We do our best to try and put our foot in the door and create those opportunities, but it really is up to those guys. And I think it speaks volumes to not only their play on the field, but to their character, that those types of guys are trying to get more offers for members of the Protect You crew.
No, I agree. But I think that the biggest point of this whole thing is that unlike other agencies, like we don't just hide behind phone calls and emails. Like we're going to get out there.
Yes.
Right. We're going to show you that we got connections. We're not going to just tell you about those connections. Right. And that is the biggest play, because in this world that we're in, it's all about relationship based. It's all about relationships. And if you got the good relationships, you do things the right way, you do people and treat people the right way, then you get results like that. When you have a coach at, a university say, because of you, I would truly look at your guys, even though I don't know who the hell they are. And then to let our guys go ball out and then all of a sudden be like, thank you for introducing me to these kids, because you might have found me a diamond in the rough. And I don't want to give no names and I don't want to give nothing away. I want it to happen organically. All I'm saying is that I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm telling you that a couple of our guys should be getting offers from Angelo State.
A very promising future, and I think a very promising opportunity for a lot of our guys. And so, again, we like to give a special shout out to Angelo State as well for allowing us to get out there and show off really what it is that makes the Protect You crew members so special, whether that's their athleticism or their character off of the field. With that, now we have to turn over to a relatively hot topic that has come out somewhat recently from the state of Florida. And those of y'all that are keen-eyed viewers and understand the world of NIL, some of y'all may have seen this story, as a recent head football coach at Santa Lucis Community High School was suspended over NIL violations, where he listed himself as a director of NIL for a sports agency. There is no substantial evidence of him being a licensed agent. On top of not being a licensed agent in a state that requires it, it does violate the relationships between being a coach and being an NIL representative. Those two things cannot coexist at the same time. And the school district also said, quote, he exploited his relationship with a student athlete, end quote, directly benefiting from NIL contractual negotiations, on top of things like the athlete sending over $7,000 in bank transfers to his bank account. He has been suspended for over a year, but he does plan, and the school does also plan to appeal this decision. Jay, I'll toss it over to you because I know you were fired up when you were looking at this article. There were a lot of things that you wanted to talk about in terms of the way that things need to be handled properly when trying to navigate this type of a relationship between a coach and a player, but then also keeping the money away from things on the NIL side.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, it's crazy. This story is crazy as hell, but I'm not shocked by it. And, this coach, he ain't the only one.
Nope.
It's one of those deals where, look, we all speed when we're driving. It's just all about who gets caught, right? It makes so much sense, though. It makes so much sense, to have coaches, because I've always wondered, this is even before Protection United started, before we started this. This is just me going back and just kind of watching, guys move, right? And because of, my Select Tackle Football organization and my Select 707 organization that we have, with us doing other podcasts, right? We've stayed in tune with, a lot of high school football. And then when NIL hit, right, and started 22, then 23 really became a thing. Those high school coaches got real territorial. And I never understood it, because I was like, if you're going to coach a high school game and you also have 300-400 kids in your program, and the college coach has to prepare for his game on Saturday, and then they only have a small window of times for recruiting and helping and all that, how are you truly helping your program? And then why would you not want somebody else to come in to help? So I initially just chopped it up as just the ego, right? Some of these coaches, they don't want anybody else getting credit for their guys, right? They want to be like and say that they're the one and they did this and they did that. But now we go behind that curtain, and now you're seeing what's happening, right? You're starting to understand that, these high school coaches are looking at things from a different standpoint of like, well, is my defense or is my offense or is my program, I should be benefiting from this. And this is crazy as hell. A lot of the good high school coaches, especially the ones that we have good, relationships with, they understand it. They're like, dude, I just want to stay in my lane. I'm a high school football coach. My job is to win games on Friday nights and to run a program and to speak highly of my guys. But I'm not in this world every day. I don't understand how recruiting is going. And then with NIL adding another layer to this equation, but you guys at Protection United, you do, right? And the ones that really rock with us, they get that and understand that and excited to add us to their family, right? Knowing that we're an added asset, but they damn sure don't want to take a risk of getting suspended or potentially going to jail for doing something illegal like this. I mean, this is damn near on the same lines of taking money from the booster club, right? Or doing other things, right? I mean, not to throw out names or storylines, but we see other things are going on, right? People's skeletons are starting to come out from their past. But this is kind of on the same level because this is illegal. You're not allowed to do that. Even though you're not a licensed agent, which you need to be a licensed agent, and we've talked about that, right, Jake? That's why, spend so much money on it. I'm sure Derek's like, dang it, why is it so expensive? No, my guy's waiting to have a conversation with me about it because he's like, why are we having to spend so much money on these licenses? Well, we need to be licensed in every state, and have the surety bond insurance and the things that I challenge these other athletes and parents like, hey, you don't have to sign with Protection United, but just make sure that you go vet out these agents. But this head coach, he can't get a license. Because you can't be a head coach and be a licensed agent. You can't be coach agent. You can't. And so the fact that, this guy thought he could get away with this and that it was okay. And, and the universities are just left in the dark, Jake, not to get, too far down a rabbit hole here, but, just even like little things, right? Like I'm going to Mississippi State, the end of May. We'll talk about that. I know, next coming up Tuesday, but, I told them, hey, I'm Jalen Kilo's agent and I'll be coming to the OV. I'll never forget. And the general manager was like, dude, Like, do you know that you're like the first agent that's called and actually told the truth? Because you won't believe how many people say that they're the uncle comment or they're this and that and all this stuff. Like, why do you start a relationship off being shady?
Yes.
Right?
By lying.
Right, by lying, right? And so in turn, right, this head coach puts his player in a weird situation because now what is his coach is going to think about him, right? And I get he's a young man and he's 17, 18-year-old kid, and I'm sure they'll just look at it of what it is, right? The coach manipulating the situation. But if you care about your guys and you truly care about your guys, why put them in that situation, right? Why not allow them to have representation that is going to take care of them? Now, as a head coach, a high school coach, you want to vet them out. Go vet the agency. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with even saying, hey, I want to be in the meetings for the discussions. I want to be a part of making sure that the contracts are right. I want to make sure that I vet you out, that I do my due diligence on you. There's nothing wrong with a high school head coach doing that. But to go as far as trying to also play the agent and block other people from helping, and then you end up screwing them over. That's the part that I don't get and I don't understand. And this is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is wild.
I'd say the rabbit hole goes a lot deeper than what we've discussed here, of a lot of implications between, again, abusing that relationship between the coach and the athlete, and then the multiple facets of still wanting to fight this. That's the thing that's crazy to me. Getting caught red-handed of we have, in the truest form, we have receipts of exactly what was going on, and then still saying, nah, I'm going to fight it.
You send a freaking Zelle. You can go pull up my Zelle account, all the details of all the money that I sent.
Right.
Zelle.
That's wild to me.
It is.
It's wild to me. But again, it goes back to the point that you were emphasizing of there needs to be a lot more diligence when it comes to not only the coaches, because these should be the people that you trust implicitly.
Right.
These should be the people that you have no problem listening to and believing in the words that they say.
Mm-hmm.
As a parent, I get that that's a lot. I get that it can be stressful to have to try and vet even what your coach is saying to your kids now. But considering just how much money is in this now and the egos of some of these coaches and the personal greed of some of these people, it's understandable why you need to vet out the people that you're talking to when it comes to representation for your kid and representation through the negotiation process at that next level, because there's so much more that goes into it beyond just having somebody to advocate. It's not just that simple.
Yeah, no, it's not. And look, at the end of the day, it's a big enough playground for everybody to play in.
Mm-hmm.
You got the athlete, right, is the main thing, and nobody needs to lose focus on that, because if the athlete wasn't a dude or a dudette, right, nobody would give a damn, right? It wouldn't even be conversations, because there wouldn't be universities even looking to financially compensate them for their name, image, and likeness.
Right.
However, these high school coaches need to understand, look, you signed up to be a head coach and do this, then just do that.
Yeah.
Right? You don't see me out there coming on the sideline on Friday night trying to tell you what play to run and what to do. Like, I'm staying in my lane, stay in yours. And at least with Protection United, you can see that we all can work together.
Yes.
And if we truly have these young athletes' best interests at heart, then what's the problem? Right? What's the problem?
Yeah.
I'm an open book. Jake, you seen me stand there and beg people, ask me a question. You seen me tell people, hey, well, let me answer the question that you should have asked.
Yeah.
Because you need to ask this question, right? I don't need a script. I don't need to, know what you're going to ask me and give you my questions and all that. Like, no, because you want somebody that's going to be open and real and be transparent. And that's what we are at Protection United. And that's why a lot of people have entrusted us with their athletes. What are we up to, like 95 now that we represent? And now these college, high schools, right? You got John Cooper, right? You got a Klein Collins, right? A Fort Bend Travis, right? And a surprise that I'm gonna announce at the end of the show. But your starters at Cornerstone, right? Up in San Antonio, waiting for us to get up there. Private schools there are in the state of Tennessee, right? My home state, waiting for us to come home, right? To come back, me and Chase, to beat with them and talk to them and to ultimately help their athletes get recruited because they understand that they can't do it on their own.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, Jay. I think you emphasized that perfectly. Mic drop moment there of entrusting your athletes. And I think that trust really does pay off when you vet the right people and when you connect with the right representation, because it leads to opportunities that we're going to talk about here as, once again, we find ourselves discussing more offers coming in for members of the Protect You crew, making it now 17 straight weeks of offers.
Go, baby. Let's go.
We got to start out with the biggest one. I'm glad that you mentioned Cornerstone as well, because we've been deepening some connections there. And it starts because a big man put our foot in the door and was able to establish that connection.
Big shout out to my guy, Clayton Gullery, head coach, athletic director at Cornerstone. Good man. Great dude. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry to cut you off, but I had to give a shout out to my dog.
Go for it. Absolutely. Say he was a great dude when we got out there and we met him during those
the battle. The Battle National 7-on-7 tournament.
Fired up about his guys, and it's easy to understand why when you have a player like Jay Storm Knight who picked up a very recent offer from none other than the Ohio State
Buckeyes.
Now, I emphasize that too, to the Ohio State.
Yeah. And you got to say Buckeyes. They're big on that. Go Buckeyes. Like I lived up in that area for a year, Jake, and they love their Buckeyes up there.
But that's because that's a big time brand. That's a big time program.
That is,
when
brother.
you see that scarlet O coming your direction, you know it's big time,
bro. Look at that.
Hey, very happy for you, Jay Storm. So proud of the work you continue to put in.
I can't wait for that, OV. I can't wait. I'm ready to book my flight.
Going up to the shoe?
I'm going to Columbus, Ohio. I'm ready, Storm. Let's get the day. He's a year out, though.
Yeah.
We got to wait. I forgot he's a 28. So we got to wait for those.
We will be patient for you, Storm. We will be patient for you. But let's keep it in Big Ten country while we're at it.
Okay.
For another offer that came out very recently, just happening last night, and that's our guy, D-Jax. Darnell Jackson Jr., who picked up an offer from Northwestern, trying to build a little bit of speed on the outside with their receiver core.
The Wooka Wildcats. It's the sport of kings. Oh, wait, wrong. That's the wrong Wildcats. That's Goldie Hawn's Wildcats. This is the Northwestern Wildcats. By the way, you should see that movie if you haven't seen Wildcats. It's a 1980s classic, Jake. Add it to your movie reel. Do not watch it in front of kids. But yes, Darnell Jackson Jr., big offer. My guy, Big Ten country. We all know when the Big Ten comes sniffing, you're a dude.
Yeah.
You're a dude, bro. A huge offer came in. Big shout out to Computer Jesus, or as our soon-to-be new sponsor. We got another sponsor coming in June, Jake. He calls him IT.
Ooh, okay.
Jesus. So we'll wait for that in June. However, big job, Computer Jesus. Thank you for adding this in last minute, Jake. Because we could have just held out and said, we'll hold it out 18 straight weeks. But we don't play those games here on the Protect You podcast, Jake. You get offered before the show starts. We're getting on here. Darnell, I'm so happy for you. Look, this young man is about to blow up, Jake. He's dominating on track, and I know what he's going to be doing to continue this out, so I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, speaking of continuing and remaining hot on the recruiting trail is our guy, Ethan Williams, Captain ROI, as he picked up 4 big-time offers over the past week. And we start out by talking about Tulsa shooting an offer his direction. Congratulations on that one. Let's move over to El Paso as UTEP also shot an offer Ethan's way. Another very recent development, and one that came out last night, was the University of Alabama, Birmingham, the Blazers of UAB shooting him an offer. And then last but certainly not least is the HBCU known as Howard. Congratulations, Ethan, on 4 offers in the past week.
Hey, man. Hashtag ROI, baby.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Happy for Ethan.
Congratulations on that one. And hey, we talked about him earlier in the show, and we're going to talk about him again. Our guy, KO, Caden Williams. He picked up 3 offers over the past week. Another one very recent happening last night, and that is New Mexico shooting an offer his direction. And then we got to move it over to our great connections at UNLV. Also shot an offer Caden's way. And then last but certainly not least, trying to keep him local in the Huntsville area, is Sam Houston.
Hey, strong offers. I mean, you got 2 of them in the Mountain West and UNLV in New Mexico, and then Conference USA, Sam Houston. And like you said, Sam, they typically like to wait a little bit before they offer local guys because they don't want anybody else coming, but they were like, crap, we got to do it now.
Say, snowball effect is really starting to come in. We got to hop on that as soon as we possibly can. Well, either way, congratulations, Caden, on 3 excellent offers. And then the last of the multiple offer crew that we got going on here is our guy, Jordan White, as he picked up a very interesting offer from Utah State University. Congratulations on picking that one up, Jordan. And then he also picked up an offer. I love the picture choice he went with for this one, of New Mexico State. Look at the mascot on the right there.
Man, is that mustache real? Oh, wow. Yeah. No, man, but seriously, man, happy for Jordan. I mean, once again, we're looking for a young man to be a part of the picture montage of the true example of, the Protect You way, right? As a new hashtag that I've been kind of starting on socials. But, young man, just a great guy. We just need to help him get to the plate because he's been just knocking out doubles and triples and singles, couple of home runs. I mean, he is really building a solid portfolio of offers from all levels and, could not be more happier for Jordan, man, and his family. I mean, but great people, and this young man deserves it all. And I'm honored that we're representing him and helping him, right? You lose your head coach, new coach comes in, you don't know what's going to happen. Guess what? Jordan wouldn't worry about it.
Nope.
Because he was, I got Protection United. I'm good. I just got to go out and do my thing.
Absolutely. And he's been doing it, and it has paid dividends here. Congratulations, Jordan. Let's keep the train rolling here as Jamal Lagway also picked up an offer over the last week, this time from UNLV. We had a great opportunity to go out and see the rest of the Lagway family. We'll get a little bit deeper into that, but 13 offers for King Lag.
I love that, man. So happy for King Lag. I think he can look good out there in Vegas. I don't know if Daddy would like it. Yeah, I think Dad, we might like it. We might like it a little bit. I don't know if we would like it for a long-term play. Go out there for a couple of weekends and then hit the portal. Get us out of Vegas.
Say, either way, congratulations. Congratulations, Jamal, on the UNLV offer. Let's bring it back here to North Shore to show some love to our guy, Brandon Abear, as he also picked up an offer from Tulsa and the Golden Waves. The Golden Waves? Golden Storm. Golden Hurricane.
There it is.
There it is. I got there eventually. I got there.
Hurricanes can create waves.
Yeah, they could. They could. Because I get Tulsa and Tulane. That's what it is. But off track here. Congratulations, Brandon, on continuing to build up a really solid rap sheet of offers, this time with Tulsa.
Congrats, Brandon.
Big man getting it done out there. Let's bring it back over and talk about our man, James Cabarrus, as he also picked up an offer from New Mexico State. Hey, it's good to see that you can maintain those connections with those teammates, because it might open a couple of more doors and they think, man, look at the guy across from you. He's also getting some work done.
Bro, I think this is like the 3rd or 4th school that's offered both of them. Like, they go out to the spring ball at College Park High School here in Houston, Texas, and they're just like, we want both of you.
Say, give me a 2-for-1.
Both of you. Like, y'all just want to come put our uniform on, and you can play this side, you can play the other side, like however y'all want to line up. But yeah, no, man, Cabarrus.
There you go.
Why do I always want to call them the Italian?
You can say you got Italian on the mind, Jay.
I constantly have Italian on my mind. It's either hibachi or Italian. I got to work on my eating habits. I've lost a lot of weight though, so I'm going to allow myself to splurge every
now and then.
But anyway, James, happy for you, big dog, man. Huge offer, and once again, look at that, man. It's got the crew on there. Chase and I rocking out with the Protect You crew on the tags, man. But no, super happy for this young man. And once again, just another top, DB here at DBU, Jake.
Absolutely. And also making it double-digit offers. Congratulations on hitting that 10 mark.
What does that mean, Jake?
That means we're going to be looking at making possibly some graphics here in the future.
Hey, you get 10 offers. Double digits.
Where is home?
Where's home? Where's home? Graphics coming your way. Cannot wait, dude. Can't wait to get him in the studio too.
Absolutely.
This summer, bro. It's going to be fun.
Yes, he's going to be a fun one. And let's keep it rolling here. Move it up to North Texas area as Kingston Buyer also picked up an offer over the past week, this time from Air Force, trying to build some more solid presence along the defensive line. Congratulations, Kingston, continuing to build off of that rock-solid momentum during this offseason.
Yeah, I love Kingston, dude. Great guy. Steven, I know he's watching. Big shout-out to Pops. I mean, I got some phone calls to make. And Kingston's doing his job, finally connecting me to these schools. I can get a hold of these GMs because he's another one, Jake, that is just blowing up and getting to show the world how dominant he is.
Absolutely. We're very excited for that one as well. We are excited for our guy, Tony Gullery, as he picked up an offer from a school that we've become very well connected at, and that is Abilene Christian. They love us out there in the Wildcat program, and so we're very happy to see that Tony is picking up some momentum from their way.
Love that, man. Happy for Tony. Once again, North Shore in the house, right? And happy for him. Great pickup. And I expect his recruitment to continue to grow as everything progresses through summer camps and obviously those first 4 games of the season.
Absolutely. And last but certainly not least is our guy, Michael White, as he picked up McNeese State over the past week. Another great school that we've been able to work with a couple of times.
Yep.
And we might be excited to do the same thing for you, Michael. Congratulations on the offer.
And look at another one from the show. I mean, look at that Mustang. And I don't think these states Mustangs, but they're riding one.
Mm-hmm. I think they're the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay. It's still a horse.
Yeah.
You still ride it.
That's a bucking Bronco for sure.
Hey, man, happy for Michael, man. So happy for him.
Yes, we're very excited and very happy for the many members of the Protect You crew that continue to give us something to talk about week in and week out. And we love just talking about the more offers that come in. The more that number continues to go up for consecutive weeks, always gets us fired up whenever we're planning this thing out.
I know. Sorry. GMs are texting. GMs are texting.
It's that discussion we talk about. GMs and scouts are calling and texting you while we're live.
Bro, should I tell them? Is it rude for me to go, hey, man, look here, don't bother me from noon to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time on Tuesdays because I have a podcast. Do I tell the GMs that or do I not?
Nah, just let it ride.
Let it ride. Okay.
I think we're good. I think we're good.
All right. Well, you can hold it down while I'm texting.
And a matter of fact, I'll give you a short little pause here as we move over and get ready to transition over. We'd like to take just a little bit more time here to thank the sponsor of today's episode, and that is Game One. Looking to elevate your game? At Game One, we come alongside your team to provide custom uniforms, apparel, and equipment built for performance and delivered with unmatched service. Plus, our online team and fan stores make it easy for athletes and parents to get custom gear anytime, anywhere. Visit game-one.com today to learn more because your team deserves the best. And we, of course, got to fill out the third chair once more, as the guests of the Protect You podcast always do. And we got to welcome back in our guy, Jay. Big Jay, social media Jay. Thanks for coming back on, man.
Great to be back in here, fellas. We got a lot to talk about, so I'm excited to get into it.
Well, first thing is I just need to know, like, I mean, what have you decided on which name you like the best? Because you keep saying, I don't care to everybody. I mean, but which one is growing on you the most? Have you talked to the wifey about it? Like, does she like social media Jay or Big J?
I haven't gotten her opinion on it. I probably should. That's probably a good one to ask. Big J has been around for like most of my life.
Okay.
So I'm not opposed to that at all.
Okay.
Social media J's fine. I mean, it's to the point. It lets people know what I do. Right.
Yeah, that does. Yeah. Oh, you do social media.
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah. Bro, look like you got some sun this weekend.
I did. We spent some time outdoors. So I tried to get my tan a little bit. Turn the hat around backwards to get some on the face. We headed out to a camp I think we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Absolutely. Say, because you, me, and of course our excellent executive assistant, Madison Lamb, had a decent trip out there to Willis, Texas, where we were frontliners at the DJ Lagway Football Camp that happened over this past weekend. Had a booth, and we had a lot of photos and a lot of fun, I think, out there.
Oh, there's
the crew.
Look at that.
Rocking out.
Oh, yeah, freeze on that. Oh, look at that. D Lag is in the building.
Yes, sir.
You know it had to be an important event if Derek Lagway was there. So it's gonna freeze on that. But D Lag was in the building rocking the Jordan gear.
Of course.
Yeah, I like it. But I'm not saying all yet.
Yeah, you like the color sync?
I do. Did y'all like playing all black, or did y'all just showed up and were like,
No,
oh, you wore black, I wore black, you wore black?
Nope.
It's the mind meld.
It's all natural.
It's all natural. Okay, love it. Good job, guys.
But we had to look snazzy. We had to look professional while we were out there because we were maintaining some solid connections, not only in terms of guys out there on the field, but then also we had an opportunity to go out and speak and be a part of a panel for the Momagers podcast.
Look at that.
Good opportunity to get out there and talk a little bit about what it is that makes Protection United so much different and how useful we can be to a lot of up-and-coming athletes.
I love that, bro. No, I love that picture. Oh, there's King Lag in the building. Love that. He's representing. And then, of course, our setup that we had. How was that, for you guys? First of all, having to do an event, right? First speaking engagement, I wasn't even there. And man,
Mhm.
y'all held it down, and I heard nothing but great things, guys. So appreciate that, man. Representing the brand. I always want Protection United to be bigger than one person or two people, right? And I think this past weekend, right, as we kind of talked through it, I was super pumped, about that. But Jake, you getting to be on stage. I mean, it got those money shots. I mean, you had a professional camera crew following you around, huh, Jake?
That we did. We were very lucky to get an opportunity to work with Vibe and our guy, Jackson D. Pascale, as, man, he was taking care of business out there. Not only did he get a lot of photos, but he also got some great videos while we were out there.
All right, y'all. So we're
and
here with
an
the
exclusive
man,
interview.
DJ Lagway. DJ, you just hosted a fantastic camp. Had a bunch of kids out here, had a lot of coaches, bringing that community outreach to the front. How important do you feel like it is to be hosting a camp of this magnitude?
Yeah, it's super important to me. This is something I've always wanted to do as a kid. To be able to give back to the youth, to the community, it means a lot to me.
And you talk about, too, I mean, you had kids coming up to you, asking you all types of questions. How cool does that feel to know that you were once in their shoes and now you get to be that guide as they continue in their football careers?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool experience, knowing that I was once in their shoes and being a great role model. That's my biggest aim, is leading on and off the field, because I know a lot of young guys, a lot of young kids look up to me, just trying to, have the right model.
And you talk about, too, I mean, coming back to your old practice field, coming out here and showing love to the Willis area once again. What did you want to emphasize by having it here, by having it at the place where you really made a name, not only for yourself, but for the whole city of Willis?
Yeah, I wanted to make it accessible, to my city. It's close, it's right down the road, so just somewhere that they can come and be familiar with and have fun and compete,
And then last question I got to ask you, what was a personal highlight of everything that went on today?
I'll say just watching the kids compete and have fun and just be themselves. And just that was the best thing to me, watching them just have fun. That's the biggest thing.
Gotcha, man. Well, DJ, thank you, man,
Appreciate
for the opportunity.
Yes, sir.
You're a man around here, and so we appreciate your time.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Always great to have an opportunity to talk with our guy, DJ, not only going over the importance of this camp, being able to give back to the community that helped raise him so solidly, but then also just talk about how much fun it all was. Because, I mean, Jay, you had a much more in-depth experience in terms of what was going on out there on the field. I had to go in and be a part of that podcast, part of the air conditioning, which was nice. but I mean, could you just tell me a little bit about what some of your personal highlights were being out there in the thick of it as everyone was out there on the field?
Yeah, I mean, just getting to see DJ work with the kids, it's such a cool experience. DJ talked about it in the interview, just being able to give back to the community and seeing that in action, to be there as an observer and to watch him get to work with those kids and see how much fun he had with it, right? And then the other side of it is seeing how much fun the kids had. Right, getting to see somebody that came from their community who's gone on to do some great things and come back into the community and work with them, right? Like as a little kid, like they had, I think from ages up 7 and up, like these kids are getting to see somebody who's at the peak of athletic performance, right? Like NCAA Division I football in the Power 4 conferences does not get bigger than that, right? And having the opportunity to learn from them, getting to buy in. There's some fun bits too, right? Like I got to see them practice touchdown celebrations at one of the stations. I thought that was really fun to see. And then just like working on the drills. Obviously, it was a hot one, like you mentioned. We had to stay hydrated out there, but the kids just the fun that they had. It was just, it's a blessing to be around that.
Absolutely. And I mean, too, they even had like a little Q&A after the fact where they were asking the random questions that these kids were talking about. Like, Jay, did you ever think in your life you would want to know if DJ Lagway was a green or red apple kind of guy?
No. The kids were asking those kind of questions.
That was the type of pressing questions that these kids wanted to know.
I love that. I love it. And just the innocence in children, bro. Like, random question. That's awesome. That's great. Some featured Jake Wilson's just running around and we asking,
and maybe we need more of those questions in interviews.
Exactly. Hard-hitting questions. We should do that.
And they asked him, are you a Call of Duty or a Fortnite guy? And he was a Fortnite guy.
Now that one makes sense. Yes. Gaming, but the red or green apple, I like that. Yeah. I would have never thought. What did DJ say?
He said he was a red apple guy.
Red apple guy. Red. So is that the natural? Is that the default apple with red? It's got to be.
Yes, I think when you think
apple,
when I think of an apple, I think of a red.
You think
apple.
of red. What about grapes? What color do y'all
Oh,
think?
see, that's tough.
Yes.
My wife loves the green grape, so I'm a green grape guy.
I'm a
just by
red
default.
grape kind of guy because I think they go better in the freezer.
You know what I like? Oh,
Yeah.
and I literally would take one each and put it in my mouth and get the both flavors together. I don't know.
It's a combination, right?
It's a combination.
You get like that ratatouille experience with
Yeah.
the colors and all the
Yeah.
stuff that's going on in your head.
That pretty much. That's what I get. But that's great. Well, now guys, you sweated your butts off, but then on Sunday I was able to help set up an event to where you could cool off.
We can freeze our butts off.
You can freeze your butts off. So as you see, you're working with a guy that likes to be on both sides of the spectrum. I'm going to be 180 this way or 180 this way. That's what Ashley tells me. Jay, you're always doing too much. Made you go burn yourselves on Saturday, but then we got to go freeze yourselves on Sunday.
Yep.
To the point to where, Computer Jesus, if you could put your camera on Big J, you can show that elbow. Oh, there it is. Oh, that is some freezer burn.
So in case you're wondering, it's not a good idea to touch the inside of the cryo chamber.
Oh, so we were at a cryotherapy place.
This was a me problem. We were at a cryotherapy of the Woodlands.
Yep.
For our Content Capture You, the Freeze Edition, which was great. Like you mentioned, after the heat of Saturday, we get the coolness of Sunday. Was great to get out there and to get some content for our athletes, right? And I love that we're doing functional content. And what I mean by that is we're not just going out to get content to have it to post. This is actually great for the athletes, right?
Yeah.
The recovery process.
Yeah.
It's so important, especially with camp season coming up. We touched on it a bit, to have these athletes in the best possible shape, right?
Yeah.
And recovery is such a huge part of that. Was glad to get some of our athletes that we work with on their social medias to get out there, get some content, some functional content.
I like that, brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Well, I was going to say, and I love the fact too, as we're rolling through this, is that it wasn't just any athletes, right? It is the ones that are, signed up to, for us to do the X for You packages where we manage just their X, or the Done With You, right? When we're doing all three, the X, the Instagram, and the TikTok.
yes, this is some great variety of content as well. Getting to have that firsthand experience with some of these guys where they were like, what on earth am I doing? What are you setting me up for?
Look at that. Look at our guy, Dawson. He's like, what the?
For that one.
Oh, there he is. There's the man.
Jake himself got in there.
I know. Oh, look at that. Hey, Mr. Murray State commit himself, baby.
And just to
Rock
give you a
that
heads up,
DeVito.
that wasn't minus 19 behind him. That was minus 190.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at Corey Smeckle. He's like, hey, man.
Corbin, he got down to negative 220.
Yeah,
in that
Corbin's used to it.
He's saying he tanked
Corbin,
it.
he's used to it. Corbin's like, I've done this before. I just get in here and meme mug. By the way, got to give a shout out to whoever does the logos for the crowd. I mean, how fire is that logo? I mean, dude, like, is that an eclipse with freeze coming off the side of it? I don't know, but I love their logo. We're going to give them props. I mean, the circle on the bottom. Yeah. Just so we're on the same page there. But yeah, no, I mean, love our new partnership with Cryo of The Woodlands. I mean, what they have done, just for me personally, right? Jalen breaks his collarbone. We don't know what to do. Doctor says, oh, he's out for the year. Get ready for 7th grade football. I find out cryotherapy helps. I don't know anything about it. I just go. We go every day, guys, for 2 months straight. Go back to the doctor, and the doctor was like, is your kid an alien? Because not only has this bone healed, but another bone has healed on top of this thing. Dude, and at that point, I just became a believer, and I've just been in it and love everything they do, what they offer, the recovery, the maintenance. And then us big guys, do y'all know we can burn up to 750 calories every time we get in there?
I did, because I got the spiel. I got the discussion of talking sympathetic, parasympathetic systems.
The neurology behind it. Yeah.
Exactly. About trying to trigger that flight or flight.
Yeah.
So that way you can burn a little bit after the fact and have that come down effect. It was all very cool to be a part of, and we are very thankful to Cryotherapy of the Woodlands for having us to be out there as part of essentially a takeover where we were rolling deep out there. Yeah. I mean, Jay, you were there, I was there, we said Madison was there, Jackson was back out there again to get a lot of those high quality professional photos and those high quality videos of us. So we do truly appreciate the opportunity from Cryo of the Woodlands. And, Jay, I mean, do you have any last thoughts here about how important this was to get out there, not only build this type of relationship, but I think really open the eyes of some of the athletes of, man, the recovery process can be cool from a content perspective.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I kind of want to just touch on, like that functional content, right?
Yeah.
Like we're not doing things just to do things. We're doing things that matter. We're doing things that help the athlete and getting content in the process. And I think that's so important. Part of what differentiates us. And again, like we're here to help these athletes reach the highest levels that they can. And recovery is such a big part of that process. Love that we were able to set up this event. Jay, thank you so much for doing that. And
Of course,
to
man.
Cryotherapy of the Woodlands for having us out there. I think it was a really neat experience in spite of my own errors, right, in touching the machine.
Yeah, well, I cannot wait for you and the rest of our social media team, right, to get in the lab, because I know that the videos that you guys are going to make is going to be phenomenal, right? I mean, we're looking at the video, obviously, from the DJ Lagway camp, right? I just kind of already looked through some of that raw footage that we've gotten, and I'm just like, oh man, I can't wait to see the magic that comes behind this. But the cryotherapy one, I think I'm going to be equally, if not even more, excited about, right? Because like that was our own, personal event that we set up with, just our great, new partnership with Cryotherapy of the Woodlands, and, getting to, build with someone. And I love what you're talking about in regards to getting the right content, right? It's functional, but it also flows and it makes sense, right? Like it's not being forced. And that's what this partnership is with them, because we talk about recovery all the time, right? We talk about, the cryotherapy, even like Harley Adams, right? You saw him, like he decided to go the red light, route. The leg compressions, arm compressions, all that stuff, brother, from like I mentioned earlier about Jalen's story all the way to what I've seen help heal other people, but to maintain, right? And to continue to do what's best for their bodies. And you go do research, guys, on like these other professional like sports. They got cryotherapy machines like in their like, locker rooms now, right? Remember the old school Major League Baseball pitcher would have to have an arm full of ice, and he would have to have that on for hours, seems like. Now he gets done pitching 7 innings, goes in, take a quick shower, gets in the cryo machine. Dude, he's back in the dugout cheering his teammates on. And I mean, that's considered, baseball, even though they sped it up a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
He missed maybe an inning, right? And he's back out there, right? And so just getting to see the differences and the changes, I'm so happy and proud. And like I said, I mean, this location in particular, I hold true and dear to my heart, because I've seen what it did for my son, and then I've seen what it's done for me, as well, from a flexibility standpoint, not having aches and pains. You guys are young. When you get old, I
got a lot of miles, though.
Sure, you played big boy football, so BJ, we might be equal in our bodies, right? With you playing the I would say one of the toughest sports, right, ever invented, right? Yeah. So, but no, it was fun, and I'm just proud of you guys. Love that this. It was an experiment, right? I don't want to call it experiment, right? I don't play games with my guys, but I will say that the way that it worked out, me not being able to be in town this weekend and for y'all to hold down the fort, but then to actually execute it flawlessly, man, it's just amazing to see. And I can't wait, like I said, to see those videos and the end results.
Yes, we're very excited for what those future opportunities are going to look like. Thank you again, Jay, for coming on and talking about this experience. It truly does mean a lot, because it couldn't have been possible without people like you helping to steer the ship in the right direction, man.
Always a pleasure.
All right, y'all. And we'd like to take a little bit of time here to thank Cryo of the Woodlands. At Cryo of the Woodlands, recovery meets performance. From whole body cryotherapy and red light therapy to compression recovery and T-shock treatments, we help you recharge, recover faster, and feel your best. Come chill with us at Cryo of the Woodlands. Jay, I'll toss it over to you and let you go solo just a little bit here to talk about what the future is going to look like in the very near future of tonight, this evening.
Yeah. We, as I mentioned, right, have built, earlier I mentioned about us building good relationships, with, a lot of high school coaches that, understand, what we do, understand the importance of how we can help their programs, right? And because of the movement and the momentum that we have built tonight, we will be at Atascocita High School right? Where I'll get to get on stage, speak a little bit, provide a little educational points of, what we do at Protection United, how we can help all athletes, right? Get recruited no matter what level, right? No star to 5-star, right? 1 offer, 10 offers, 30 offers. There's different levels to this new recruiting game. And, just honored, that Coach Kyle Coates, wanted to, have us out. Him and I have had, strenuous conversations, where he wanted to vet us out, right? And he wanted to make sure that he understood and learned. He knew the man, Jay Mickens, and he knew that I was a good guy, but at the end of the day, he has to protect his program. And, he allowed us to help, some of his athletes when he was at College Park, saw the end results. I mean, I still believe that Marco Beltran and what he saw that what we helped with Marco with of, having issues of getting him recruited to be, at a group of 5 or a P4 school, and then saw how we were able to help in regards to getting him to New Mexico. I think that turned a lot of heads, right? Honestly, I don't know if we have a Jordan White, right, or a James Cabarrus, right? Duke Stevens. I don't think we have those young men if they don't sit back and say, man, that was pretty impressive what y'all have done, with Marco Beltran. And so him obviously being head Tascasita now and him wanting to continue that relationship with Protection United. And I can't wait till tonight, man. The whole crew's going to be in the building. Not only are we going to have these 2 men right here, right? Yours truly and my co-host, Jake Wilson. But guess what, guys? Chase King, Director of Player Development, is in the building. Anybody's going to be there, right? It's going to want to talk to him about recruiting from the lens of being a former college coach, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have in the building, and he just left the set. He didn't know when to leave. He was like, do I stay? Do I leave? We didn't know. We're like, just stay. Now he left. It's okay. He's still in the green room. Our guy, Social Media Jay, is in the building, former Texas A&M football player. He's going to be able to talk to people that are in the room in regards of the social media world, Jake, and what's going to be happening from a recruiting standpoint and the importance of having your profile clean, but also having a presence, right? He will also be in the house. We got others, Jake. Wait, there's more. Client relations, Addie Farrell is going to be in the building. I got a feeling that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to love to see Addie in the building. There's going to be a lot of players that are going to be like, can she be in charge of whatever y'all sign me up for? Because Addie, it just has that touch. I don't know what it is about Addie, but she seems to have a connection. Jay, how many times have you had to send Addie to go get information from our guys and they just get it to her?
And consistently, yeah.
Right?
She gets it.
If you do it, it's like you got to go 2 and 3 rounds. Addie just gets it. I don't know. There must be a magnet of awesomeness inside of her, and she's able to get it. But she's in the building. Also, too, we got Logan Mahoney, our talent scout.
Yep.
Right? I mean, the ones that know and seen his scouting reports, the ones that work with us, right, that are a part of our X for You or Done for You packages, that gets Logan twice a month to break down and watch film, they know he's in the building tonight to talk about how things are from a scouting perspective, right? And how just the initial scouting reports are done in regards to before a college starts recruiting you in the building. And of course, last but not least, right, we're going to have Madison Lamb in the building with us as well to make sure that whatever you need, administrative stuff, you want to get signed up, you want to get a Zoom set up, you just want more info, someone to talk to kind of look at it from a overall arching. She's in there to go along with yours truly for me to be there to talk about NIL management and what happens once you get on a college campus and how you can be compensated for your name, image, and likeness.
Yes, all a great opportunity to get out there and to talk with those parents and to talk with those athletes. Everything from the up-and-coming freshmen to those soon-to-be seniors. Everyone is going to get a very in-depth conversation, not just from us, but obviously you got the great keynote speakers that Kyle Coates is having out there to talk about really what high school football has become at such a major program like a Tascasita.
Man.
We're very excited for that opportunity this evening. Those of y'all that are watching that might be able to make it out to that one. We look forward to seeing y'all out there because with that, y'all, big time announcement. I know we had to end it on that bombshell, but that does it for this episode of the Protection United podcast. We truly do appreciate the great opportunity y'all have given us to not only have this great platform to talk about our athletes, but to go out to other places and talk about what it is that makes Protection United truly special. It really does mean a lot. If you liked what you saw here on the Protection United YouTube channel, be sure to head on over and click the subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified every single time we go live, because if y'all enjoy watching it, you're going to love the YouTube channel just as much. But with that, y'all, I have been Jake Wilson alongside Jay Mickens. Jay Arnold was our guest this week, and Justin Woods was our excellent producer. We hope to catch you all on the next one.